Wowee. I wasn't going to do a video, but then I got this bale down and I just had to take a picture of it. A video for you guys. Just look at how beautifully green that is. Yeah, it's a tiny bit coarse, but just green, green, green. They're going to love this. So okay, let's get this over there. Look at them, they're all ready. I made a little nest here. This is the tail ends of the stuff they don't like. It's raining just slightly here. It's like +2. Do you want some, Cujo? Here, let me see if I can get you some. There. There you go. Gotta get the bottom string off of here. There we go. Woohoo! Yummy! Look, there's a dandelion. If you get the weather just perfect when you're cutting hay, just the right kind of breeze and everything's just right, the hay dries really quickly. Surprisingly enough, blistering hot sun isn't what you want. That kind of bleaches the hay out. If it's just a slight bit hazy, so the hay doesn't get bleached, but warm with a breeze, it just dries it out like a dehydrator really quickly, and then it stays more green. Look at them there. Happy babies, are you? There you go. Yummies. And this has got all kinds of various stuff in it. There's some, oh here, that's what red top looks like. See? Can you see that little bit of fuzzy stuff right there? Here, see if I can grab it back out again. You've heard me say red top, but it's hard to get a picture of it, but that's it. It's a very fine grass, and it grows maybe 16, 2 foot tall red top is really tall red top. But it's really fine, and it makes great food for calves because it's not coarse like Timothy, and it's easy to chew. There's some clover in there. Where's the Timothy? Here, this is what Timothy looks like if oh, there's some Timothy with some red top behind it. Back in the day, like my grandfather's time, it was, he used to say, oh, Timothy and red top, that's was a fairly standard hay crop. And there you have it. This little fuzzy stuff here is red top, and this long, looks like a bulrush, that's Timothy, and some dandelions and clover in there too. And they're just loving it, aren't you? Cowies, huh? You have it. And variety, it's a good thing. They call this, the name for it. Look at how green it is. It's incredible. It looks like it's still alive, but it's not. It's quite dry. You can tell it's quite dry because if you stored it and it wasn't dry, then it would have gone moldy. And if you smell it right up close with your nose, it smells, smells delicious. Look at this. You lucky cows, yeah. Today is feast day. Hey, here you go, have it. Green hay. Doesn't matter what kind of hay you got, if it's green, you did great. Happy cows. Just right, and we'll go through that whole haying process when the season comes, sometime right after the 15th of July. But there's quite a science to it. It depends if you're putting up big round bales or square bales. The science is a little bit different. Square bales, you have to have your hay a little bit drier, or you'll too much moisture inside. It's packed so tightly that it can't dry out. Where a round bale is those big, looks like rolls of toilet paper in the field. Maybe you've seen them. You can put those up with a little bit more moisture in them because they're not packed so tightly, and then they don't. You don't run into trouble that way. Look at her. She's going right down to the bottom. They're drilling. But see this here, how coarse that is. Very coarse. And she's opting away from the coarse stuff, and she's going down here. See, where the fine stuff is. And they're getting, because they're new to eating out of a hay feeder. This is their first winter, but they're quickly becoming educated. And they're liking it. To find stuff like this, you see there's like flat leaf and I don't know, looks like the salad bar. And Cujo's down there and got himself a little drilling to the bottom where the fine stuff is, aren't you? Hey, Cujo? Yeah. Stella. Dots. Well, there's a quick video. What do we got? 4 minutes. We got quite a bit of stuff coming up. I've got, probably 5 different videos cooking in my computer that I haven't quite released yet because I'm not quite done pushing the buttons. I'm a little slow on that part. Filming's fun and playing with the cows, and then it comes down to the editing and cut it out and add it in, and yeah, that's not my forte. I'd rather be out here with the cows. Hey babies, look at them go. And then I'll come, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning right now. So long as you feed your cows, well, not my cows, they're terribly spoiled. Sometimes I come out here 4 or 5 times a day, but at the big farm, our rule of thumb is we feed them on a 12-hour cycle. So if you feed them 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you go check them 8 o'clock at night and push the ends in, and the way you decide if you've given them enough cows, you have to feed them as much as they can eat without wasting it. They have to eat the vegetables. And then, so at the big farm, you feed them about a full-grown cow, about 25 pounds of food a day will sustain a mid to large-size cow for the day, so long as it's not shitty hay. Whoops, can't say that word. Not poor hay. Then about a half a bale a day, and so you count your cows and divide by 2, and that's how many square bales you got to give them of decent hay. This just looks so good. And you feed them about a half a bale a day, and then so 8 o'clock in the morning you go out there and feed them however many bales that is, and then 8 o'clock at night, back up, and then just after that, you see the cows all starting, they've all walked away, then you got to zip back out there and have a look, and there should be a little bit left. So everybody got full, walked away from the table, and there's still some more food there. So you got all the cows filled right up once a day. That's sort of the rule of thumb. And then your cows won't lose condition through the winter if you get them filled up once a day. And sure, they'll come, they'll usually what happens is one by one, they'll head off and they go to the water trough or wherever, and then they have a drink and find a spot under the trees there, wherever their spot is, and they'll lay down and chew their cud, and then in a couple hours they'll come back and then they'll lick it right up. So you have to go, as soon as you have to watch, and when the cows have all left the hay trough, the hay feeder, then you got to sneak out there and you got to make sure there's still some left, because so then that way you got everybody filled right up. This here, oh look at that is alfalfa. Those great big coarse stems, but you see these little bright green leaves in here, that's actually alfalfa. And in a few spots where it's not low ground, it's not high ground, then the alfalfa grows in patches in our field, and alfalfa is very high protein, but it's the leaves. The first cut of alfalfa will have those big coarse stems in them. I don't know if you follow it much, you'll hear people say, first cut alfalfa or second cut alfalfa, and put that down there. And alfalfa second cut, that's the premium stuff, because the first cut you get those larger stems, but in the second cut alfalfa there aren't large stems. It's very leafy and it's generally not as tall of a crop, and so you don't get as much off the field, but the product that you get out of the deal is very, very high protein. In fact, if you feed the cow straight alfalfa, she'll get the runs. But that's what the leaves from all us messing around with it here. The leaves break and crack and they fall down, and that's the fines, and they go after that. Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I saw this bright green bale and I thought you guys would like to see it. Finn, he just patiently waiting for me to finish up. He follows me. He's got like a 10-foot rule. He can't get more than that far away. Since I retired, he's become even more so that way. Oops, Stella, what happened? Cujo, don't throw your food on your sister. There you go. Hey, Dots, Stella, Cujo. Coco, Cranko. She's actually, her attitude has improved a little bit lately. Maybe I'll have to rename her. Can't call her Cranko, but. And there's Bambi. Still a little bit shy. It's going to be her nature, I think. She just very cautious cow. She's not likely to get caught by anything off guard because she pays close attention. And a cow that's nervous like that, it's really hard to get them to gain weight because they're a little high strung. Just like people. When your couch potatoes gain more weight than those people who are nervous and can't stop cleaning the house even though it's already clean. And those people don't tend to be overweight. And you need cows that are a little bit lazy, eh? Not too lazy to go get the food, but so lazy enough that they're not high strung, and then they gain weight easier. Look at, they keep pushing it all out, you guys. Dig in the bottom. See, that's how they do it. They're digging to the bottom, they use their nose, and they push. And next thing you know, all the hay ends up out here out of their reach. And then I have to come back in an hour or so later. All right. We did it. It's raining. And so make sure when it's raining, you got your tarp set up. Got some things to hold the tarp out so the rain doesn't go on your hay, because when the temperature drops, it'll freeze and you'll have frozen solid hay. Oops, forgot the strings. I'll keep them right there for next time. Okay, so bright green hay. That's the kind of stuff you want to buy. Isn't it, Stella? Thanks for joining us for our breakfast this morning. Wherever you are, have a happy day, and we'll see you next time. Won't we, Bambi?